As a professional adventurer, a lot of people thought that having kids would really slow me down, and I'd even have to change my career path. But I had a little bit of a different plan. For me, it was a natural progression to just take my family along. Because after all, there's something about the excitement, the adventure, the realness of a life that's lived closer to nature and closer to the lives of our ancestors that has always called to me. And of course, you can't really be true to that without spending large amounts of time living and traveling outdoors as a family. So my kids have come along on many multi-week adventures in all seasons of the year, ever since they were little babies. This is the story of those adventures.
Hold on tight, Huddy. That's what I call a fun rapid.
Yeah.
Big whale was fun!
Was that fun, Huddy?
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. Catching a fish as a family, running the rapids.
Here's
Man,
the waterfall coming.
this is
Here's the waterfall coming, Dad.
this is an awesome day. A waterfall. Uh-oh.
This is Wesley's first backcountry canoe trip. It's just gonna be one night, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully he enjoys the paddle. I feel like he might enjoy the movement of being on the water.
So far, not so good. I guess during the time Tori and I were trying to get all our stuff ready, Wesley wasn't napping and now he's overtired and he's literally been scream crying pretty much since the put-in. But we've gotten back into this big, beautiful Crownland Bay, zero development back here, off the roads and just gorgeous cliffs. And at this time of year, the water's still pretty cold, so it's a bit of a safety thing since this is our first trip taking Wesley into the backcountry. We want to make sure that we're safe. So we're going to try to take a break and see if we can calm down a bit, and we might just stay at this pretty little island campsite here, or we might get going. But I guess that's one of the things you got to deal with when you go camping with an 11-month-old. So there you go. Is the baby sleeping?
No, he's looking at me.
He's not crying though. He's not crying.
He's a little stuffed up and coughing, so I think he's a little uncomfortable, the poor guy. Are you uncomfortable?
But he wasn't cold.
He wasn't cold. Yeah, we'll probably come again when he's not so grumpy. You've been a little grumpy the last few days, haven't you?
He seems like he's in a pretty decent mood this morning.
Yeah, after a few scream cries.
Boopy. Yeah. Boopy. Buck decided not to sleep in the tent last night. We called him and he seemed comfortable outside. So in the morning when we want to see if he's okay and where he is, if we call him, we don't hear anything. So what we do is we go like this. And there he is. We know that Buck is not far from the tent. Good boy, Buck.
I think a lot of people take for granted how little it takes to positively influence a child. Sometimes just the smallest things. Like, for example, my uncle used to take me for bushwhacks maybe once or twice a year on compass bearings. And that's something that later in life I really got into and started going on these huge treks. And of course, my dad took me canoeing. But with some people, it doesn't take nearly that much. Just a few things. Getting them outdoors, getting them exposed to a few bugs, and getting them not to care about a few minor discomforts, and just showing them how awesome it is. The scenery, the wildlife, how much fun it can be, the freedom that you get when you're out there. That's one of the things that I loved when I was a kid, was that I just got to be free. Just growing up in the bush, public land all around, I learned so much more because of it. It's a great environment for kids to just thrive in. And our plan is naturally to just introduce Wesley to that at a young age, which is probably going to happen anyways. And hopefully he'll find a passion for the outdoors as well.
Tori went to the park office this morning and paid our reservation fees for the sites on the Cloch Silhouette Trail, and mentioned to the guy there that we were doing it with a 14-month-old, and he said that that's probably the youngest baby that has ever hiked the Cloch Silhouette Trail. So if we get this finished, God willing, Wesley is gonna hold a record already. What's your biggest concern?
My biggest concern, I don't really know what my biggest concern is. I think I'm concerned about Buck, because I know there are some areas that are really, really steep. It might be us lifting him up onto some areas. I'm also just worried about Wesley's mood. He seems pretty content right now. He looks like he's raring to go, eh? He's just like, let's go, Mom.
Yeah.
Oh God, am I screwed or what? But we'll just take our time.
This is that site. It's not too hard, eh, honey?
Campsite.
Campsite, numero. So we're just giving Buck some glucosamine sulfate with his food. And he's just getting a little older, and we're noticing his joints kind of seem a little sore, his back hip joints. So when we're doing a lot of work with him like this, we want to make sure he's in as best shape as possible. And the vet told us that giving him glucosamine sulfate would help.
If there's a hard wind blowing this way, yeah, it's going to be a little moist.
Good to go. Miserable day today. Fortunately not too cold, but that's the kind of day where you don't want to let yourself get too wet and cold. So it's going to be interesting traveling with a baby, that's for sure, but we think we have some systems that are going to make it okay.
There you go, bud.
Finally have the baby organized after a prolonged scream cry session in the dumping rain, and we're already cold and damp before getting on the trail, and we have a tough 12K day today.
So the trail veers onto a portage trail that just goes right up, and it's a old logging tote road from the logging days, and it's the steepest portage in the park. So me and Tori are both dumping sweat, Buckaroo is panting, but we made it up. And now we go down quite a ways to Lake of Three Narrows, where I think we're gonna post up for a bit and maybe grab a bite to eat.
So basically the outlet of Lake of Three Narrows goes all the way to Georgian Bay, and there's nowhere upriver to cross it, so we have to walk way down river and cross at this little rock bridge, which is adding a solid 3 or 4 kilometers onto our trip in comparison with the way the crow flies. But I guess that's why Ontario is canoe country.
Wait up for Buck. Come on, Buck! Come on. Something concerning is happening. Buck is just like, can't make it here. We don't know what's going on, but all of a sudden he's just like, seems to be limping a bit and he's falling way behind. And we have like over 2K. We're running out of light to make it to our campsite, and Buck is just taking absolutely forever. I know he's probably overheating, but he just seems to be hurt. We're pulling off like his full backpack and everything like that. We're carrying his food for him so he's maybe doesn't overheat as much. But basically, me and Tori are worried we might have to bail from this trip because we're never going to be able to finish on time if Buck can't keep up to us. So I don't know what happened to poor Buck, if he somehow injured himself. I mean, it can happen to anybody, right? People injure themselves on backpacking trips. We keep waiting up for him and calling him. And we have 2 kilometers to go and it's dark in an hour. So like if we wait anymore for Buck, we're gonna be rolling into camp after dark. And that's not something we want to be doing out here. And so luckily Buck's smart and he knows the way. He can follow the trail. But we're just basically really worried. He's just way behind, Tori. Come on, Buck. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Come on, Buck. Come on. We're worried that Buck was going to have a real problem making it back. So the plan that Tori, my brilliant wife, came up with is that I trail run back 20K, book a campsite on Lake of Three Narrows, throw our canoe in the water and solo paddle out here to pick up her Wesley and Buck. So it's almost like a rescue mission. I'm thinking I'm going to be back here at the end of tomorrow. It is about a 20-kilometer paddle with 5 kilometers of portaging. I'm a little nervous to leave Tori and Wesley all out here by themselves. She has an inReach sat texting device. She has tons of food, bear spray. She has Buck, who probably will muster up enough to burst up and chase away a bear. I highly doubt there's going to be any bears around here. Overall, we think that this is the best plan. So
I have the inReach here. The Garmin inReach. I'm just texting Ted because we want to see if the site that we're on tonight, if it's booked for the next 2 nights, because I'm going to be staying here tonight regardless. I can send him a message. I can read it through my phone. There's an app called Earthmate, which is pretty cool. I'm just going to send him a quick message and just say, yeah, if you can book it, please do. I just put Wesley down. He's in the tent, all snuggled up in his sleeping bag. So while I have some time, I'm gonna go look for some more firewood.
Well, it turns out not only does the way crossing the dam save you 2 kilometers of tough trail, it also is much easier to cross than the rock bridge. And on top of that, I think coming up after the rock bridge is where Buck got hurt. So big freaking, it feels really bad. I feel really stupid because that added a lot of strain on us and is possibly what injured my dog, is not realizing this trail. I heard someone say an adventure begins when the planned outcome of your trip gets foggy. And that is definitely what has happened to us. So we're just gonna deal with it,
So I just got a message back from Ted saying that the site that I'm on right now is booked for tonight. So now I feel bad that we're going to be kind of ruining their night. They probably don't plan on camping with a stranger with a baby. So I did a bit of exploring around the site here. And because I was thinking, well, I'll move out of their way, I found this other fire pit here in a perfect little tent spot. This is our new spot, bud. Come lay down. Come on. Good boy.
I don't know whether I'm gonna make it there. Very unlikely that I'll make it there today, but I should make it about halfway onto OSA Lake. It's a beautiful lake, and then be there relatively early tomorrow. But what's really holding me back here is this ripping headwind on George Lake. I got about 3 clicks to paddle. As soon as I rounded a bend, it was gusting. So I tried kneeling in front of the middle fort, but unfortunately that wasn't working too well. It was kind of tough on the knees. I have a long way to go. I don't have knee pads there. So I pull over and I whipped a huge boulder in the front, and it's helping quite a bit. And now I'm just gonna put my head down and beast paddle into this headwind until I get across this lake. It's already late in the evening. It's probably about 6. It starts getting dark around 7, pitch black by 8. So 2 hours, there's just no way I can make it another probably 12 kilometers, including all that portaging. So yeah, I made it as far as I could. I would have loved to have made it back and been with Wesley and Tori tonight, but I know that they're safe. So I don't have a ground pad. I found some ground that's not too damp, not too rocky. Looks like it might be a little warmer than other areas. And I'm gonna set up my tarp low. I'm gonna set it up like a curve. So I'm actually gonna sleep on top of it, but a lean-to style. And maybe I can spread around some of the life jackets to sort of act like a ground pad. But if you're sleeping right on the dirt, you get pretty cold. So I'm probably gonna have a chilly night. There we go. That's home for the night. Last night was a pretty chilly sleep. It was really windy. I was tossing and turning a lot, getting smoked out by the fire a bit. And now I have a string of portages, including the one that goes way up a hill and down, and then quite a bit of flat water paddling, and it's still pretty windy. It's about 7:45 in the morning. I'm just gonna push off and continue moving on my way as fast as I can to meet with Tori and Wesley and Buck. Lake of 3 f***ing narrows.
I think I hear Jim. Did it! Let's wait. Here he comes to save the day. The hero.
Oh, you poor boy. Come here. Buck, we rescued you. We came to rescue you. Good boy. Good boy.
This is the last big hill. It flattens out for a bit and then we're there.
Go, Buck. Go on.
Good boy. Okay, down here.
Buck was doing much better and even chased squirrels and carried a light pack for part of a portage. As we neared our endpoint, the clouds lifted and we completed the journey with a deeper understanding of the natural world and how to deal with the challenges it presents. Traveling in nature with Wesley struck a primal chord in us and bonded us deeper to our son. And although we faced some adversity, we still made fond memories that will last a lifetime.
Good boy.
Well, here we are staying at a really cool off-grid cabin not far outside of Espanola, Ontario. And the reason we're here is because there's a great vet here that has performed a surgery on our dog Buck. Well, it turns out there was a large growth on the right front of his chest that was causing lameness in that right front paw and a lot of pain. And we didn't notice it until after the trip was over. Well, it grew pretty rapidly, and the vet got in and it turned out to be more common complicated than we thought it was going to be, and we weren't sure whether he was going to live or die, and so we came to visit him and just decided to stay outside of town because he's going to have to spend a few days in the veterinary hospital. And we went to visit him, and it looks like he's going to pull through, but it was really, really close. So that's really concerning for me, considering all the adventures he's done with me, and of course my wife Tori in the Arctic in the winter, canoe trips, you name it. And so we definitely have a really special bond with Buck, and it's hard to see him like that. So we're super excited that it looks like he's gonna live. So I guess a little side adventure on top of this worrisome time was getting to stay in this cool off-grid cabin. We actually found it on Airbnb, and traditionally built with full round logs, and a really cool little addition with a kitchen on it that has a wood stove. You know, so modern off-grid, you know, you got really cool, cozy little rustic cabin. It is really hard for me to say this, but we lost our dog Buck yesterday morning from complications from his surgery. Both Tori and I said goodbye to Buck, and we got to be there with him where he died in a very natural and pain-free way as we were both snuggling him and patting him. You know, having your dog who's really your best friend, who's a best friend to Tori and I, he'd been with us through so much on so many different adventures and all across, you know, Canada, the crazy whitewater canoe trips and backpacking trips in the Rockies. He'd been to the Northwest Territories and northern Saskatchewan with us. He crossed the Ungava Peninsula. When Ted and I went on to Alone, they shot a thing with us in our homes and stuff like that. And
Good boy.
yeah, he just has just touched so many people with his big, you know, calm yet almost cartoonish, adorable personality. And you know, he really, you know, made the world a better place to a certain extent. And they really are man's best friend. You know, dogs are pack animals, and we become part of their pack, and that's why they make such amazing companions. And so I'm glad that I got to be part of Buck's pack. And yeah, he really was my very best friend.
Morning. Hey, bud. Hey. Hey.
There's no wind, it's a blue sky still. It's just a beautiful day to be outside in the winter as long as you dress for it properly. We're going to slap the snowshoes on, and we're just going to head down this lake, head through a swamp, cross a beaver dam, cut over a portage trail, and head into another backcountry lake. So we're going to do a little bit of exploring today.
There have been a couple comments on YouTube about, you know, bringing Wesley out here with us and stuff like that. But, you know, Jim and I are well prepared, and we have everything we need. We're not super far away from help. And also his pediatrician and his family doctor are both very well aware of the things we do and with Wesley and where we take him and the trips that we go on. They actually think it's really good for him, and they fully support it. He's awake now, eh?
Ish.
Here you go, bud. Back to sleep.
So cozy in here. It's just, I actually feel so relaxed. Wesley's cozy warm. Where's his toy?
Are you too warm, Wes? How you doing, bud?
So tonight for dinner we have elk steaks. And I personally really enjoy mushrooms and onions with steak. So of course I brought mushrooms and onions to cook up. So I'm going to cook those because the elk steaks won't take too long. And I'm cooking them in butter. Don't judge us, okay? Butter just makes everything taste better. There's a reason why it's only one letter off from better. Okay, careful. Stop.
Did you put rum in it?
Yep.
Elk venison, super delicious. Cook it up just like a steak, like you could beef. Didn't catch any fish, but got to get out there. Really enjoyed that, and just get some wood, get back in the bush here a little, and tromp around. Fresh air and exercise. Family out in the backcountry. This is a life for me.
Where did your toy go? Huh? Where did your toy go? Ready?
Joy in the snow. You will have less joy in life, but still the same amount of snow. I've always liked that quote because it really embodies our attitude. And that's why we decide not to pack it in when the white stuff falls. In the winter, Tori and I head out camping. We take our canvas hot tent, we take a wood stove, and we take warm winter sleeping bags, and we head out into some beautiful backcountry spots to enjoy multiple days of winter camping, ice fishing, and just having a good time together as a family. The additional preparation it takes in winter is significant. You need a lot more gear to really be comfortable, but in the end, it's not rocket science. Stay warm and have fun out there. And we've definitely noticed our family unit growing closer together and the kids also developing out there just due to the real situations they're faced with. The Yukon. What a wild and beautiful place to adventure, travel through, and explore. I've brought my family to the Yukon twice on a couple multi-week trips, living out of an off-grid log cabin in the winter, and we enjoyed snowmobiling in the surrounding mountains, winter camping, and dog sledding. There's something about the Yukon that just keeps calling me back. There's a downright addiction to the North and the Yukon with its First Nations history, the old gold rush lore, the travel routes, the sprawling, nameless mountains that stretch to the horizon in every direction. It's some of the most beautiful country on earth. There's so many elements that make the Yukon a special place to me, and because of that, it's somewhere where I just have to bring my kids and share that experience with them.
Hi, cutie. Oh, you're so cute. Look at your hair. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna bring my shotgun with me on the trail today, and with any luck, we might get into some ptarmigan. Ptarmigan is a delicious game bird, sort of like a grouse or partridge, what people call them. If I'm lucky enough to get one, I'll show you how I cook them up here back at the cabin if all things go well. I'm just gonna go just take a peek at it, eyeball it, make sure it's safe, because this ice bridge is just totally washed away. So I scouted out, and all in all, very, very safe. So we're gonna go for it, but never hurts to just get off and take a look. We're on some ptarmigan right now. I'm gonna go in there and try to kick them up, and then we're gonna continue on this way and see if we can get another look at them. I see it.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Here we go. All right, stop. Yes.
Do you see him?
Oh, I see him.
Yay. Not quite tobogganing, but...
Oh, I can't even get down the hill like this.
Is that it for your ammo?
I got one shot left. We're coming through a willow shrouded canyon with deep snow. We just kicked up some huge flocks, tons of activity, beautiful birds, and gonna be a good little meal. So I've just been cleaning up these ptarmigan. I've got 4 of them. Really exciting to get out there and do a little hunting for ptarmigan. We saw them in some big flocks.
That's a lot of meat.
Yeah, not bad, eh?
Yeah.
So the breast, legs, and thighs. We are making schnitzeled ptarmigan with the breasts. We don't have any flour, so I'm going to use Cajun fish crisp. Spicy, right?
Yeah.
Really good.
You're good. Ready? Okay, I just said.
Well, this turned out really, really well. Definitely been improvising. Seasoning with salt, pepper, and Old Bay, which is usually a seafood seasoning, Old Bay. But I've had it with turkey before. It's been really good, so probably doesn't need so much seasoning all in, but whatever, man. This is great, eh, Tori? And these would make... Yeah, that's your piece there. It's thumbs up for the win. Family likes it. What more can you ask for? Great day.
Go to sleep and good night, because you are my baby. Go to sleep and good night. Oh, my special baby boy. That's
Tori and I are driving up to Northern Ontario, outside of Blind River, to Mississauga Reserve, where we are picking up a husky Malamute puppy at the tender age of 8 weeks old. We have a beautiful fall day on our hands here. We're just enjoying the scenery. We got the kiddos in the back, and we are looking very forward to coming home with another member of our family in the truck. Just in case things weren't crazy enough, we decided we should just throw a puppy on top of everything just to make it
Just-
a total SHIT show.
Just get all the chaos over with all at once, though. You know what I mean? Sorry to be taking you away from your sweet family.
We're taking to his new family.
Yes, you're gonna have a lot of fun.
We have a dog. Thoughts, Tori?
He already is so sweet and so good. Cute.
We have a crying baby and a puppy. That's your dog, Wesley.
Oh my goodness. Are you cute? Being in here. We're gonna take you somewhere.
It is not just a freezing drizzle, this is just freezing rain. Full rain gear on. This is sketchy. It's like -2, -3, and the rain's just freezing to me. But anyways, we're gonna be able to make it in there, but hopefully before we're not soaked to the bone and freezing. So yeah, not the safest weather to be traveling in, and hopefully the trail's good, because trying to drag through like deep wet snow is gonna be a challenge, because we're packing for 4 people. North's gonna help pull, but we got a lot of gear because we're gonna be in here for about 4 days. So
Hey, Jim,
yeah.
Huddy has a poo.
Oh no. You pooped at not a good time, bud.
We didn't schedule this one in, buddy.
We didn't schedule, you're off the schedule. All right, North, you got an important job to do today, buddy. Sit. All right. You got to help us as a family get to the cabin safe and sound. You have a very important job today, okay, North? Yeah, so you see this little chariot we have for them. It's basically just like a shelter on skis. So they're both just like sleeping in there. So that's really good. But the rain is really coming down now.
It's pouring.
And it's, of course, it's like maybe -2 out, and it's hard. We have to work hard, and rain gear doesn't exactly breathe terrifically well. So we're sweating a lot, but we'll get there. Might be like a borderline, look like drowned rats when we get there.
Just waiting for Jim, so thought I'd crack a cold one. He's struggling with the downhills because he's got 2 toboggans and they keep flipping. Oh God.
Tori, what do you got? You're having a beer break?
We're at the cabin. You awake? You're kind of awake, huh? Look, we're at the cabin, bud.
Much nicer morning this morning. The lake's looking good. All that slush is frozen up to near skating rink like conditions. The plan for today is we're going to get out on the ice. Fortunately, we have cleats for our boots, or we never even would have made it in here. And we're going to go probably back across this lake, past into another lake, and see if we can get into any fish, but just basically explore the area, see what that lake looks like, if there's more cliffs. It's just a beautiful place to visit, and maybe the fishing's good. Of course, the whole family's gonna go out on this one. We're gonna take the kids. Really looking forward to it, but you know, it's a pretty big process to get everything going. Next, we gotta get the kids all dressed up, get them into their ski chariot. I gotta organize everything we need. You know, lunch with us, Wesley's medicine, water, maybe some hot chocolate, all the fishing stuff loaded out down at the lake.
I was just looking at the Topo Canada map app, and just you can measure your distance, and so I think it's about, probably where we want to fish is probably about 700 meters.
Not bad.
No, it's not, considering it's so easy to walk on this lake. Okay. Well, I think it's straight from here.
Oh, here is this lake we just trekked into, and it is beautiful. Nobody around except this wolf.
Pull the minnows out of the food bag.
It's a bit more of a hill over there, you know? Perfect down the hole.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that. But maybe, yes.
What are you doing there, hon?
I am making hot dog sticks.
North? North's stealing one. North, leave it. Or you're gonna be the hot dog we eat. Hey guys.
Kind of nice when you're just cooking meat.
What?
I'm gonna go check the lines. We got one. Big. You rolling?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Oh, as if this is the lightest test.
Come on. Come on. Oh. 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 This test is so light. God damn it, this fish is huge.
Come on.
Oh man.
Is it gonna fit through the hole?
I don't know. Hopefully it's a brook trout. Come on, baby. Come on.
I see it.
Come on. Come on.
There it is. Woo!
Yeah! Brook trout!
How beautiful it
fatty.
is.
Hell yeah! High five!
Woo!
Bam! Awesome fish.
Beauty. Look how beautiful it is.
Yes. There we go, baby. Look, oh, look at that beauty. Speckled trout, gorgeous colors.
through the ice. Everything worked out. Just relaxed a bit, started eating hot dogs. Got a little later on in the day and we nailed one. Woo! I was using 6-pound fluoro and it put up a good fight. I was worried I was going to break the line. I just had to slowly bring it up with my hands. But there you go. We just fishing with minnows, put a bunch of lines in the water, 2 lines each, and found what was a good spot and nailed this one at about 7 feet deep or something like that. But that is a beauty speckled trout right there. So super happy, and pretty much no matter what happens for the rest of the day, I'm gonna feel amazing about this.
Hey guys, you guys comfy?
Do you want to see the hot pad?
Yeah.
I was just putting this on his chin to see if he would like just to keep his little face warm.
What's he doing?
So as soon as he... No, it's not to eat. Wesley's medicine feels fine.
Absolutely gorgeous evening, and we're back onto the lake where our cabin is. So fun, so beautiful. Looking forward to having a nice cold drink and maybe a hot one too, and eating that trout. And we got bison tenderloins tonight that we got in the Yukon. Listen. Honey, look at this. Look at the size of this fish. Cheers.
It's funny because, like, honey, what are you doing? Are you still 1,000 degrees?
Here we are on the beautiful French River in Northern Ontario. We think we have our plans and strategies for traveling with the kids pretty dialed in. Huddy just turned 1, Wesley's 4, and of course Wesley has some disabilities that make things more challenging, but he is having a blast out here, and he's really thriving, which is so happy to see. We are just about to load up the canoe and head on our way. We got some rapids to deal with. We might have to portage, hoping to catch some fish today too. So super excited to get some fish on the table and to continue this adventure. Here we go. Baird family out.
Good boy. Watch over this whirlpool here. How are you feeling, hon? Really? What? I want you to describe to me what you're feeling.
It's like if you were kind of just like weak and like I'm worried that I'm having a heart attack.
You are worried you're having a heart attack? Jim is not feeling well. He is extremely lightheaded and feeling tingly hands, and he thinks he has heat exhaustion.
I feel extremely lightheaded.
Yeah. So I'm calling it, okay?
Okay.
It's just not safe. It was one thing if it's you and me, but with both kids with us, like, it's stupid. You know?
Well, Tori has moved me to the bow and put a support behind me. I don't know what's happening to me, but I feel like fainting, like I'm just extremely exhausted. But Tori's basically called it. She doesn't want us to go on. She's paddling in the stern. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna paddle to a lodge that's probably about 4 or 5 kilometers away from here. See if they have a room, potentially. I'll go get medical attention. And if I see how I'm feeling tomorrow. Well, I'm feeling a little better. Tori was just going to paddle us to a lodge, but then we actually missed Wesley Bay and discovered we were in the North Channel, aka Tori was trying to rescue me and got sort of lost, but not really. And we had a bite to eat and I started feeling better. Tori's really worried about me because at least in this area there's road access, and after the next portage there won't be for some time, but it seems that I've convinced her that I'm going to survive. And I'm paddling. She's in the stern managing Hudson, who's woken from a nap and who is a wee bit grumpy. So she's got to steer and parent at the same time. It's no easy feat. But we paddled out of our way because we were going to try to stay at a lodge, and then we got into some cell reception, called. They didn't have any availability. I started feeling better, and then now we're just going back with our original plan, more or less, and hope all is well. So yeah, interesting chain of events here today, but I'm thinking I'm gonna be okay.
Take it easy, you know? You don't need to go beast mode all the time, you know?
That's a net. Oh my goodness. Yeah! Woo! Absolute
Dinner!
beauty.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I got some Cajun fish crisp in here with the walleye fillets and cheeks. I just added a bunch of air to this bag, and I'm just giving the fillets a nice coat.
Wash your whole body.
Oh, it's so hot. Today was an interesting day. It turned out okay, but for whatever reason, probably just from exhaustion, just a concussion that I gotten a few days earlier, I was feeling extremely lightheaded. It was extremely weird. But as I just kind of sat there as Tori beast paddled this fully loaded 18-foot prospector, managed to pull through, thankfully. Kids had a great day. They're just thriving out here. It's amazing to see
Wesley develop while he's out here, and Huddy as well, just from walking all over the uneven ground. His motor skills are improving like crazy. Camping is amazing, just all around awesome, and I can't wait to see what tomorrow has to bring.
So special sitting in the canoe in the bow here with Hudson, and quality time in the tent with everybody. And yeah, it's gonna be sad not sitting around a campfire every night with the family. So we will make sure to enjoy every last moment. Jim and I were talking about how you know, the kids are gonna grow up quickly, and to cherish these moments, as challenging as they may seem at the time, when Hudson's grumpy or Wesley's grumpy or, you know, whatever it may be, there will come a time in our lives where we will only wish we can be out paddling with little baby Hudson and 4-year-old Wesley.
Okay there, Jim. I gotta help unload.
Gorgeous flight,
so
gorgeous flight, yeah. Here we go. This is our cabin that we're staying in here on this remote lake in Newfoundland. They just finished building this place. Look at this, giving you a little tour here. You got a nice little wood stove there. Now I'm gonna be hunting with a fellow by the name of Jamie. Seems like a really good guy, so looking forward to getting out there. So the way this works is we basically have our own cabin here, and then there's it connects with the rest of the place. So this is a very big, it's not completely done yet, but this is a big, beautiful place. You know, to have a place like this in such a remote area is pretty cool. Kids seem happy, we're all settled in, and it is time for me to go moose hunting. If anybody knows anything about Newfoundland, they've probably heard that there's a lot of moose here. They're introduced quite a few years ago. Not originally native, but definitely naturalized here. Right now, I'm just basically suiting up. I'm making sure, you know, I got my rain gear with me. I got the clothes I'm gonna need. We should be returning back to the cabin here this evening, but we're gonna head out by Argo and trek and do some calling in a few different spots and, you know, see if we can't even fill the tag today. We just walked quite a ways from the Argo, and we're basically hacking out a spot behind a rock where we're gonna have some cover, and the moose are still coming to calls, so we're gonna do some calling. Right on us, eh? Yeah. Basically heading up a mountain here and stopping every little ways and throwing out a few calls, sort of coming in slow and fairly quietly, but hoping there might be something up on the bald patch of this mountain here, so putting in a few miles today.
I'd rather up there for a good view than make a mistake here.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, we don't have much of, like, something's gonna have to come out right there or here, right?
Oh yeah, good field of view up here. Vantage point.
I've been called worse. I wonder if you could see kind of like some open patches, eh, from over there.
Oh my God!
We got about 300 pounds of meat to eat now, honey.
I was wondering why they were driving so slow, and I thought maybe because they have a fully loaded boat. And I was right.
Good boy. Good boy.
North, you got a moose, bud. You got a moose. You like eating moose? You're gonna get some of that. Yeah. Good boy. We still got to go back and do another trip tomorrow, but we got the moose out, the majority of it out, and the rack out, and yeah, we got more work to do for sure. We got to hang it up and wash it off and get it ready to get out of here, and probably going to be taking it to the butcher as well, but bulk of the work is done, but still more to do. Anyways, awesome day. It is a beautiful day, beautiful morning. We still have to climb up to the top of that mountain where I harvested the moose and load the remaining quarters into backpacks and come down. So anyways, yeah, beautiful day. We're gonna head off on the boat and make our way up the mountain.
There we go.
She's okay. Okay. Yeah.
Want to help me carry some wood?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
How am I going to carry you in the wood at the same time?
So that's it. We just got off our plane. Had a great time just deep in the backcountry of the Northern Peninsula. Got a moose and flew out. So we're just getting picked up here by Portland Creek Outfitters, and short little drive back to our truck and our trailer, and then we head south to Gros National Park for the next leg of our adventure. We left camp just at first light because it was a bit of a drive from where we're camped to the trailhead. 17 kilometers today. We're feeling a little nervous. Will we be able to do it? You know, just a day hike with just basic stuff? Yeah, sure, but with, you know, pretty heavy packs each. We're each carrying a kid that's over 30 pounds, plus camera gear, plus all our lunches and water. That's Gros Mountain, baby. So far, we've been climbing. Gros Mountain is gonna be a steep, long uphill once we really get to the base.
The approach trail here just past Fairy Gulch, and then so we are here. This is
whoa, look at all those contour lines you have to go up. That Teddy?
Hi.
Yeah, Wesley. Starting the show today, eh? So yeah, kids are happy. Anyways, we're just gonna keep going. Trail's still good. Making our way up to the approach, and then we're gonna take a break before we push for the summit, which is gonna be real steep and hopefully not too tiring, but it's gonna be tiring. Let's get serious. Just hit the alpine vegetation zone. Everything just changed. Look at that, stunted little trees. You ready?
Yeah.
Is that your game face?
This is my I don't know what we signed ourselves up for face.
Another flat spot once we get up just past north.
Yeah.
This is the most mentally and physically challenging part of this climb. From here, it looks like we're well over half done, but still a ways to go. The climb down is going to be tough, but maybe the hard part, the grueling uphill battle will be over. You know, this is where to really make sure that you know what you're doing, that you have the proper gear and water and food and knowledge and physical ability to do stuff when you're with kids, because it's all that much more terrifying. You got the little ones with you, because if anything goes wrong, you know, you never forgive yourself, or even if they're overly cold and you're worried about their safety, it's not going to be fun. The last stretch, honey. There it is. Right up to there.
Oh my god. Holy macaroni. I don't know how far we've gone.
How far?
1.5 kilometers.
Just hanging out up here without some more clothes, shelter, so we gotta keep moving. Awesome though. Nice summit, honey. Yeah! Oh, it's so cool being up here with these guys. Can you believe
I know.
we have our kids
Hi,
on
honey.
a mountain? You climbed a mountain and you're only one. Yeah!
That's not. There it is.
Yeah!
nice. Good job. Okay. Come on, we gotta keep moving here. It's getting cold.
And there is a moose.
Right, huh? Is it huge or just me?
They're all huge.
I know, but like, look how far it is.
That looks huge. I saw it from way up the mountain in front of the bridge. I wasn't sure if it was a moose, but then I went around a corner and that thing I thought might have been a moose was gone. Well, sure enough, likely the same one, just on the hill. Big moose. We gotta be careful because they can be aggressive in the rut, and the rut is late this year, as we know all too well. So just be careful. It doesn't mean that they're gonna 100% attack you, but it can be sketchy. We are pretty much down into the valley now. Made our descent.
You did it.
High five, honey. All right.
High five. You're pretty happy. You didn't have to do any walking.
You climbed up the mountain.
Awesome day.
Right on a clear water river that's rushing, a little bit of a rapid there, and the river actually winds back into a canyon, mountains in the background, and cold this morning. Woke up, it was quite chilly. Took me a little longer to get out of bed, but we were up by about 7 and getting things packed up. Another morning at another beautiful campsite just outside of Dease Lake here in northern BC. The kids are in the truck and we are about to roll out of here and hit that Telegraph Creek Road. There should be some beautiful views of the Grand Canyon of the Stikine. We're really looking forward to taking it all in, and with any luck we should be camped near Telegraph Creek this evening.
Like the sign said, we're getting into the interesting part of the Telegraph Creek Road here. And yeah, mountains in the background with snow on them. Gonna be some really steep uphills and lots of exciting stuff. So we're through the easy part.
Just past kilometer 70 and Telegraph Creek is at kilometer 112, so we're about 40 kilometers away.
Feel better now that you're driving?
Yes, I was feeling quite sick and car sick, and I do feel much better while driving.
Well, we just pulled off at an epic little spot for lunch that overlooks the Grand Canyon of the Stikine. And this part of the Grand Canyon of the Stikine is actually the lower part. Upriver, it's much more inaccessible. The road doesn't go near it, and it's just like absolutely raging. It's a world-class whitewater run. Only a handful of expert whitewater kayakers at the top of their game have ever done it. The first descents of it were helicopter assisted, so not something we're doing with the family, and that's why we're starting the Stikine at Telegraph Creek. So we're actually paddling the lower Stikine River. I have paddled the upper, gotten driven around the canyon, and then paddled the lower in the past. So this is my second time driving this road. It just blew me away. It's better than I ever remembered. It's so cool. Definitely a little bit of fear going around those tight corners if you're not used to driving in the mountains, but wow, it's just been super, super beautiful.
The black flies are very bad today. Surprising. It's September.
Wow, we're driving next to another cliff. Nice little pit stop for lunch. See some cabins here in the distance. Looks extremely beautiful and cool place to have a cabin, to say the least. But yeah, we are definitely not rushing. If you make a mistake here, you know, it's a pretty big one.
This road we're on now wraps around there and winds up down there. Right here is a sheer cliff. Looks well over 100 feet tall. For perspective, that's where we were driving along that ridge up there.
Just absolutely terrifying. And I'm like, the thought of driving back, I'm like, can we fly home?
Well, we are almost here at Stikine River Song, which is in the old Hudson Bay Company trading post. We just came down a steep decline to see historic Telegraph Creek. Pretty cool, right on the lower Stikine River. Telegraph Creek's actually a very historic town. It was where they began building a telegraph line, believe it or not. Some people even tried to use Telegraph Creek as an overland route to reach the Yukon during the Yukon Gold Rush. So some of these buildings and stuff here are 100 years old. Old Hudson Bay Company post and several other buildings. And at one time, a steamship actually transported people up the Stikine, including John Muir, who wrote a book on his travels in the area. That's why the older buildings are down close to the river, where the newer buildings in Telegraph Creek, which are mostly owned by Tahltan indigenous people, are up closer to the road. A little more building space there, but amazing little community just kind of built into the side of the mountains here. And we were going to just jump on the Stikine River and start paddling today. Instead of rushing, we want to just take our time to make sure that we have all our equipment and everything dialed in to start our canoe trip, even though we're itching to get on the river.
Okay, we are on the water in a very heavily loaded 18-foot prospector, but we are still under the amount of weight this puppy can take. This thing's rated for over 1,400 pounds.
We're doing it. We're paddling the Stikine.
We're paddling the Stikine. Yeah!
Woo!
Nice. Up around this corner, we actually have a proper rapid.
We have to like scout it.
I mean, we might, yeah. So there's a kind of a big winding blind corner here, and I'm just walking down this gravel bar. It's quite a walk, but it's nothing of any seriousness. But just because we have the kids, I'm going to make sure that the rapid's safe. Some bigger stuff over there. A clear passage right through there. All right, just keep your eye on the far right. See that? Yeah, piece of cake, right? Nothing. Very good, very nice.
Woohoo! Good spot.
I think we're laughing. See that rock?
Oh wow.
Well, we are past the rapids, and we're looking forward to cruising a bit further downriver. The scenery is just getting better and better. Clearwater creeks rolling in off the mountains, making a nice hissing, sort of babbling noise. Stacked mountains in the distance. We're hoping to stop at a fairly major tributary that, with any luck, will hold fish at its mouth. The Stikine is a silty river, milky as they call it. Has a lot to do with the glacial till in it. So typically where the fishing's good is where clear water tributaries pour into it and create a big clear water back eddy at the confluence, and so that's where we're going to fish. I mean, you still might catch something in a regular old back eddy here, but your chances are fairly low. So yeah, we're hoping to camp at a spot where we might catch a fish, and we'll definitely have a beautiful view. That's a given in this country. Yeah! Nice! Look at that! Woo! That is not a small fish. It hit right here. Like it hit right in front of my feet. It's not exactly a tank, but that's a good amount of food, eh? Good eater, I'd say.
We're eating tonight.
It's pretty good, eh?
Yeah, it's ripping.
Yeah.
I don't care enough.
No, okay.
Come sit on Mama's lap. Completely changed.
I have it.
Hey?
Weird, eh?
Well, in the other direction completely.
Okay, super windy all of a sudden. I just took the fish.
Wesley's just chilling. Look at him. He's asleep already. Wesley's used to this camping situation, huh?
And after all that, it is now raining, and the wind has pretty much stopped. We just guyed the crap out of the whole tent. Huddy was super scared, but Tori went in the tent and calmed him down and he fell asleep. And all is well. So
wow, I need a drink after that. I was
crazy.
I was just like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? What if the tent shreds apart?
Were you scared?
Yeah, I was terrified.
At the end of the day, yeah, it wasn't what we wanted, but we knew how to deal with it and we handled it, and everybody's fine, and we're looking forward to tomorrow on the river. Anyways, it is late. I'm tired. Crazy chain of events today, not to mention the great horned owl. I guess they have a nest around here that was just hanging out right over there calling at us, so that was nuts. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what tomorrow has in store, and I'm gonna go to bed before my pants get any more wet. I just woke up and climbed out of the tent, and our canoe is gone. Nowhere to be found. With the craziness of trying to get our tent together and just, you know, Huddy being scared and trying to calm him down, we just never even thought about the canoe. It must have blown from like here into the creek and then down the creek. You know, we're not gonna die. We have tons of food and everything like that, and we have an in reach too, so we can get someone to pick us up in the boat, but crazy chain of events here.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi. The GPS, I have like some food, survival kit, compass. I just have my phone GPS. You have the inReach. Hopefully it's just right down there. You know what I mean?
There's a big inlet in there.
I think there's a chance it's going to be there. I even have binoculars to see it. So if we don't travel today and we're here all day and I'm searching, even if I have to walk 10K, I'll find it.
Okay, be careful.
Okay. Well, I'm just heading out to find this canoe. Can't say anything like this has ever happened to me before. You know, I'm good at hauling my canoes up on shore, but I always go the extra mile even. So I don't know, man. Sometimes you're just hooped, so I'm not going to beat myself up too much about it, but you know, with just the panic of the kids' safety and our shelter, that's first and foremost, and really didn't cross my mind, which is crazy.
It's a good thing that it happened last night because we're still fairly close to the town, so it wouldn't be a super long hike to get back for help. The other option, of course, is for a jet boat to come up and pick us up, which seems excessive. Oh, honey! Hudson! Hudson just dumped trail mix all over the ground, so...
Oh man, I was hoping it would just be down here, but I don't see anything. So this river is really strong and could be miles and miles away. Well, I don't know if you could see that, but a jet boat just went by and I waved him down. Guy's name's Miles, he's from Glenora, and he's gonna look for the boat for us. So he just said like he's actually on his way down because his parents have a camp downriver and all these trees blew down on their cabin. So the storm last night hit everybody pretty hard. If we can't find anything, he's gonna give us a ride back to Telegraph Creek. So fingers are freaking crossed, man. Yeah! You did it! Holy dude, you just saved the day.
They found it. North.
Yeah!
Yes, Miles.
It turned out that the canoe was basically right around that bend. It was upside down, but it was washed up on a gravel bar, so we're kind of lucky the water's low because there's more for it to get hung up on. And he told me that was a once in 50 years freak windstorm and it just caused disaster all over the place. So good to know that we're not going to be dealing with that again.
Because of that whole fiasco, we're not getting away. It's already 11:30. I'm just eating my breakfast now. Did Hudson eat a bunch of sand?
Looks like it.
Huddy, spit it out. Spit it out. No eat sand. Yum, yucky, yucky sand.
Yeah, did you see this? This would have been hard for me to get around. So I would have had to bushwhack up and around. Yeah. North is sitting this one out. We're coming up to Dutchman's Riffle, which is a class 1 rapid. But Tori and I are just realizing that with the kids in the boat and a heavy load, high stakes, and a class 1 feels more emotionally like a class 3, and we're just avoiding everything. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Too big. Arc and turn. Nice. That's it. Done. So easy, eh?
Yeah, look at those waves.
Yeah.
Woo! You figured it out, North.
Good boy. The boat, North. Go on.
In the boat, bud.
Boy, good boy. We thought maybe there'd be some coho running up this creek, and bear prints, wolf prints. That kind of shows that there's a good chance there are.
We are camped at the base of Cirque Mountain. Beautiful views all around us. It's a little bit chillier this morning. It's not as overcast. There's some blue sky, and I will take no rain. In order to get to Wrangell, we have to maintain a pace of 25 kilometers per day. Of course, it sounds easy when the current is ripping like this, but there's a lot of things that slow us down, but I know we'll be okay. Worst comes to worst, we call a jet boat to come and pick us up at any point.
Don't get any ideas.
I've got his number on speed dial.
Good standing. Good standing, bud.
Every day we stand up with Wesley a bit, or let him sit up on his own, let him practice walking a little bit. And this is a wetsuit that we're putting on Wes. This will keep him warm as well. Maybe if we just like stay completely hard right there. It's just kind of sketchy, like there's so many currents, you know? But maybe we can just merge with the current and then get hard left. It's probably the best thing to do. You know?
So like instead of turning in, we're going to point the bow down river.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, I like that idea better.
Drag the canoe up there,
Spin it bow,
put the bow
downriver.
pointing downriver, and then paddle hard and then merge with the current and then get hard left.
We pulled up to the creek and we're going to try to merge with this main current here and avoid the whirlpools. It's hard to see from here, but there's major whirlpools right in here. Okay, back paddle. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Yeah, that's it, that's it. Okay, forward, forward hard. Hard, hard, hard. Draw, draw. Okay, forward hard, forward hard. Hard, hard. Nice, we missed it. Good job. That was kind of perfect. We just didn't do it like calm with smiles on our faces, you know? Cool, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, bud. Hey, little cutie. Your brother loves you, Huddy. Yeah.
We're just back in the canoe after a little pit stop for lunch. We brought a bunch of rocks into the canoe so Huddy can throw them out of the boat as we paddle, and he seems to be really happy about that. We're passing that waterfall that's just coming from hundreds and hundreds of feet up in the mountains, crashing down. I can actually hear it.
Nice jump.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You little trickster.
Well, it is really coming down here, and we think we might have a cabin we could stay in tonight. It's marked on some river notes we had, so it's probably just a cabin anybody can use But you know, these river notes that we've had are probably 30 years old, so who knows what's there if it's still standing. The cabin could be there.
The cabin could be right through here. I don't know how much more of this I can emotionally handle. Do you see anything?
I don't.
Well, we pulled over to make camp because we had given up on finding the cabin. And as this is a path. Wow.
There's the cabin. Not easy to find. It's not exactly the Taj Mahal, but it is a cabin. And a wood stove. Oh, a big old wood stove. Cool. Roof doesn't leak much. It's good! It's really good. Come check it out, huh? Oh. Look at this tree here.
We can dry our stuff off.
Look at the wood stove in it. It's huge.
Oh my god.
And it's like, it's clean.
Huh?
It's clean. And look, the roof doesn't leak, only in one spot.
So are we sleeping in here?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is an old trapper's cabin. That's what probably some of these are.
Amazing. Let's go get the kids.
Okay.
We found the cabin. You can get nice and warm. Watch out for the stool, eh?
Okay, I'm in the cabin. Wesley's in here. Jim's down on the beach with Huddy getting some firewood. I don't really know what to do. I'm just, because I'm soaking wet, I'm just gonna start taking stuff out that needs to be dried out and hang it up. There's a ton of hooks all behind the fireplace, so I'm just gonna start hanging stuff up. It's gonna be so nice to have dry things.
Not bad at all.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Look at the up above the world so high. Got a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Yeah, high five.
Oh, me.
It has been raining for about over 30 hours straight now. A good, solid, steady rain, which is just crazy. But nonetheless, we're gonna pack up and get going. We're heading to Great Glacier today. We have an extra 10K to paddle on top of our regular daily distance. So we got to paddle 35 clicks today. And we're going to try to get that done. So we're just packing up in the dryness and warmth of the cabin. And yeah, with any luck, we'll be there before 5. Still, we got a motor because we're a little behind schedule.
You tired?
This lake is filled with big pieces of ice that have calved off the glacier and are now floating around in its outwash lake. And me and Tori and the kids just paddle our canoe and weave through all those giant glowing blue icebergs, all kinds of cool formations, some with holes in them, like incredibly majestic. We just loved it. So really cool experience, and it was worth the mile-long portage to get in here with both kids and the canoe. So it's definitely a cool thing to have done for our anniversary. Well, we have a ton of stuff to dry out, so we actually just moved the whole tarp forward just by loosening the back off. Tori and I did it together and never even got in a fight. How many couples can set up a tarp, or two people in general, and not at least internally be a little bit baffled or upset? Is it too high? Be honest.
I think maybe the front is still too high, but I think it's still very good. The best anniversary gift we've gotten today is having both kids in the tent while we have some time to not chase anybody around.
Happy anniversary. The children are napping. Hallelujah.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, honey. Before too long, we will be crossing the border, the Canada-US border, into Alaska. And that is a pretty special moment. Most people, you know, they fly to Alaska or they drive there. We're canoeing to Alaska, which feels so authentic. And there it is, the Canada-US border, represented by this blaze through the wilderness. Amazing. We are now in Alaska. We made it to Alaska, honey! I'm in Canada. I'm in the USA. I'm in Canada. I'm in the USA. We made it to Alaska, honey. How do you feel?
I feel excited.
I don't know, hun, because look at this river is marked here. Right? This one is marked. There's a tributary marked, and it's a little ways above the hot springs. So let's just paddle straight and we'll stay right.
Okay.
We're now in an exploring, I don't know what it is, a tributary to the Stikine, hoping that the hot springs are up here. We couldn't find the hot springs anywhere. Time was getting later and later. We tried going up a tributary a ways, turned back, and we realized now once we got to this Alpine Creek here that we just passed to the hot springs. The way to get into is about a quarter mile upriver. So to get there, we'd have to bushwhack. So I don't know if we're gonna have time to go to the hot springs anymore. But anyways, I got shelter set up, the tarp and tent set right up. Tori's just changed Wesley out of his wet clothes. Huddy's hungry. He's following me around trying to help me with different things. It's adorable. And yeah, I'm hoping to still cook up some dinner and get to bed before it's too late. And tomorrow's another day, but real bummer that it worked out the way it did today. Huddy seems to be having a good time, right, Huddy? Huddy, you having fun, bud?
Fine.
Good. You hungry?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get some food in you. What's this? Fish. Well, morning interview. Rain just hammered and hammered all night long. I woke up in the middle of the night and we were getting flooded. Tori and I had to wake up, throw all our stuff on higher ground, drag the tent over here. A lot of stuff got wet, but fortunately nothing got lost. So I gotta say, that's another first on this trip for me. That's where we were camped yesterday when you saw me setting up the tarp. And in the middle of the night, we had to drag through up into here. Our canoe and everything at about 4:30 in the morning. There's just been absolutely relentless rain on this trip, and we're trying to stay positive, but it's the weather's just been horrible. What did you think about last night and all the running around in the middle of the night? Hey, do you like canoe trips?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. I can't believe all the things that have happened on this trip, eh, hun? Like windstorm, never-ending rain, losing our canoe, getting flooded. 2 periods where there's been over 40 hours of, like, the first one was 40 hours of straight rain with a brief break before it picked up again. And now we're on to another stretch of 40-hour rain here. Well, it's still coming down, but a little bit of a break in the rain, and we pulled over at this little floating cabin. The cabin's locked, but we're just hanging out on the porch here because as we were pushing towards the mouth and towards the Garnet Ledge cabin where we're going to stay today, the weather really just picked up, and we were battling whitecaps. It's very challenging and just sketchy to paddle in. So we just called it basically. We turned around, we front ferried across the river, battling some whitecaps, and pulled up at this cabin, and we're just going to get our jet boat pickup here as opposed to at Garnet Ledge. We figured for the safety of the kids, just with the crazy chain of events we've had on this trip with never-ending rain, wind, losing the canoe, flooding, not finding the hot springs, more rain, and then more rain, and also a lot of rain, that we just thought, okay, at what point is this just crazy, and luck is not on our side here. And we ran the stove, we drank some hot chocolate, and sorted some of our gear and that kind of stuff. So I guess the final 12K of the Stikine will still travel, but not by canoe. Yesterday, Tori and I left our place and drove 4 hours to a large lake. We're deep in the Algoma region, and we are here to look at a remote water access off-grid cabin that's basically in the bush. It's about a 23-kilometer boat ride just to get there. As you probably know, we have our 15-foot tinner with a 30 horse, which is a little sketchy to take out on the lake because we're getting like sustained 30-kilometer-hour winds, 68-kilometer-an-hour gusts today, and white caps. So just not a safe day, especially not in April when the water's really cold. So we are basically windbound right now. We're waiting out the wind. Our plan was to go camp on the lake. So we don't know if that's going to happen. We might end up just basically camping right here in this municipal parking lot. But that's just how it goes sometimes, you know. It's not time that dictates your travel. It's safety and the weather when you're doing stuff like this. And we definitely don't want to push it, especially with the kids. We don't want to do anything like that, but I think we're gonna have to get our hands on a larger boat.
Faster! And Mommy got it. Go!
On your mark.
Let's go!
Oh, geez.
Yay!
Wesley's a winner.
Yay, Wesley! Wesley! Come on, you can do it. Okay, ready? Here. Oh, okay. Mama, watch Hudson. Okay. Still pretty windy, but starting to die down. And after waiting out the wind for the entire day and even trying to get out on the boat to see what we were dealing with, we just realized it was just way too dangerous. So we're making the best of it, and we just found a little spot that we can kind of just pull over and cook up dinner. Not the remote camping experience out on the lake that we were hoping for today, but I remember I was just talking with Mike Ranta. Anyone that hasn't checked out my podcast, check it out, Baird Country. Mike Ranta has paddled across Canada multiple times. You know, we talked about being windbound, how you just can't get scared, you can't get worked up, or can't get too impatient and just go out there and do something foolish. So especially when we have the kids, it's just in a small boat, it's not the right thing to do. And yeah, just making the best of it. And honestly, Hudson's been having a great day. We were running around having races. We actually found a little trailer park not far from here with a playground that he played on and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's actually been a really fun day, and we got our first taste of what might be our new lake too, which is already just so exciting to us.
For the first time, I bought one of these Hershey s'mores kits. It comes with Reese peanut butter bar, milk chocolate, and cookies and cream, graham crackers, and marshmallows. And if I'm gonna be honest, I've never really made s'mores like this. Like just straight up roasting the marshmallow and then putting it in a sandwich of chocolate and graham cracker. Have you?
Yes.
Because I have, but I feel like the chocolate doesn't melt the way that you're anticipating it to
Here's the
melt.
tip, you gotta put the chocolate in the marshmallow.
Ooh. In the middle?
What do you think about this?
Yeah, good.
Oh! Was that yummy?
I did a big bite.
What are you looking at?
The bigger bowl.
Yeah. Well, it is about time to turn in. It's a lot later than we realized, and we're gonna go head in the tent. We have to be up tomorrow at about 6 a.m. Okay, well, it was a chilly morning. It was actually -5 this morning, but we're dressed for it, no wind. And we are ready to head out there on the boat. We have actually the listing agent's gonna take us out. Long boat ride, solid half hour. So we're gonna bundle up and go for it. Should be really fun. So we're just packing up the truck, doing the final things to get ready to go, and we're gonna go check out the lake and check out this property. You want me to put this camera in the water?
Don't drop it.
Oh, I won't drop it in. Wesley's gonna make the final decision. Oh, Franklin stove.
No, we're not going to take our jackets off, buddy. It's not that warm in here.
What do you think of this place, Hudson?
This is my bedroom.
This is your bedroom?
Yeah.
I think maybe it's yours and Wesley's.
3 years ago?
Ooh. Careful, slow down.
This is a cool listing though. I guess you get a bit of an adventure to come out here.
Well, we are on our way home from checking out the camp. The cabin does need a lot of work. First and foremost, the foundation probably needs to be kind of reinforced a little bit. It's probably not an immediate thing we need to do, but for my own peace of mind, I'd like to do that, you know, early on. So, but it's a cabin.
What I would do first.
It's an off-grid cabin. It's a bit of an adventure to get to it. It's quite a long boat ride to get there. You know, it's promising. Again, it needs a lot of work, but it's kind of one of those things that would be nice to slowly put our own touch on things as we kind of grow there. So,
I don't know how much I want to pay for it, to be honest with you. They're asking quite a bit. So we might try to see if they can come down a bit and just say, hey, if we can't afford it because we'd have to put all this extra money in it to fix it up. But you know what? It's not mind-blowingly epic. There's not just like endless rocky outcrops and jumping cliffs. It's a smaller size property, but it doesn't really matter because it's completely surrounded with just wild bush. You know, there's a snowmobile trail like 5K back in the woods. There's a little bit of a trail. There's backcountry lakes. We can actually walk to like a native lake, trout lake. We're on a bay where basically no one ever comes. It's super remote. It feels that way anyway. So yeah, I don't know. There's the location and the opportunity for family fun are pretty amazing. It's pretty freaking awesome where it is and all the potential, but we're gonna have to think it through. It's just further north, the winters are good, the fishing's better. It's just like so beautiful, you know?
Hudson, what are you eating?
Cone.
A cone?
What kind of ice cream is that?
What's your ice cream called?
Superpower.
It's called superhero ice cream.
Superhero ice
Is it giving you superpowers?
Superpowers.
Hudson, do you want to buy that cabin?
Yeah.
Do you like the cabin?
Yeah.
Well, we made it to our new camp. Man, it was a lot of work getting everything together because we're more or less moving in. There's a few things here, but a ton of stuff to take. And we brought all out in a full boat load and we drove the boat out here some 23 kilometers to our place. It just felt awesome to see the place for the first time when it's actually ours. Which bedroom is yours, Hudson?
Our plan here for our first time up is we're just gonna assess the things that need to be done. Make a list. There's no point in coming up here with a bunch of lumber when we basically just have to move in. We'd only been here the one time when we were just having a look at a property before we even put an offer in on it. And we're excited to sort of just explore the area. Huddy's already been in the water, and it's a sweltering hot day. Because there is no power at our cabin here, there's also no running water. Right now, there is a little well, a hand pump right on the sink, which is pretty cool. And I'm just trying to figure out how to set that up because it hasn't been used for some time. I'm setting up the water. There's a hole in it. That's okay, we'll make do. Okay, maybe just pull it through now. That's no good there whatsoever. A lot of deer flies, a lot of horse flies. Well, it looks like we're going to have to chalk this one up as a fail because the pump isn't working. Let's hope Tori's project is better.
The idea is just so Wesley doesn't fall out of his bed, which is, you know,
Fairly important.
if he doesn't fall out, then it's not a fail, right, Wes? For some reason, I was imagining it went all the way to the wall, which would have meant we only needed one railing here. So the only problem is the 1x10 is only 8 feet long. So I don't have enough 1x10, but we can use just like a couple of 2x4s at the end.
What do you like this?
Well, we saw a big one. Did we see a big one jumping?
Yeah.
But we didn't catch it.
No. I'm hungry.
Okay, we're gonna go get some food going.
Yeah, me too. Oh,
Cheers.
Cheers.
yummy, yummy. Oh, can you help?
We have another beautiful day here, hot day, still in this heat wave, and this morning essentially Tori and I bungled around with the propane fridge. It stopped working and it took us a while. I've never used a propane fridge before, so essentially we skipped breakfast because of that and jumped right into lunch. So just awesome, cooking up hot dogs on the barbecue while the family plays here on the beach. Nice bit of waves coming in. We were all just sitting out in the water, cooling off. It was great. Wesley fell right asleep, so we took him up for a nap. On the agenda for today is we're gonna just kind of explore the lake a bit, see if there's some good fishing holes that maybe we can rely on a little bit more for food. Well, we found what turns out to be an epic waterfall. I knew there's waterfalls here. I didn't realize it poured right into the lake. And we're gonna try to get within casting distance of the falls and take some casts in here, fish for bass and pike, essentially. There it is. Well, maybe not, but super size. It's pretty small, right? Throw back. Tori's out fishing me brutally. Little dink.
it's a big one, net. Oh no. Oh, bring it over this way. Yeah! That's the biggest one for sure.
Yeah!
Let's get back to our new house.
Let's get back to our new house.
We better cook it.
What did he say?
Better cook it first.
Yeah. Dad, come on, come on. Yeah!
Getting older.
Look at that. Oh, well, there's a decent one. Not as big as Tori's, but, you know, good eaters. We're catching numbers and good eaters, so I'm happy. So there is a pretty nice looking stringer of bass. Not bad for our first time fishing our new lake. Nothing huge, but some good size ones and a lot of numbers and all good eaters. So pretty amazing. Gonna have a big fish fry tonight.
Did you catch a fish?
Yeah.
Pinch it really tight, really, really tight, really tight. Okay, hold it.
Good job!
Yeah. Okay, throw it back. Throw it back in the water. Good job, bud. Yeah! Huddy, 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 huddy.
Thanks.
High five, buddy. Here's a fork.
Oh man, this next round's gonna be money.
Might be a little hot. Take a little test bite. Yummy? How is it, buddy?
God, oh God.
Good?
Yeah.
This log. Oh yeah, it is small.
Good. What do you think, Huddy? Is it a nice day?
This is a nice day.
Sure is. What else do you want to do today?
I caught my feet. I caught my feet.
You did.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Pull your line in here. Can you believe we have a cottage here?
No.
Is this real? Can you believe that I just woke up in the middle of the night and found this place?
I know, right?
Do you want to come sit on this thing? On the orange thing?
Uh-huh.
Do you want to sit? Whoa, are these jumping cliffs? Oh my God.
Oh my God. Look at Daddy.
Whoa.
You would jump from there?
If it's deep enough underneath, I would.
What a huge lake. Holy.
Look at, I want to look.
Well, it looks like in this bay there might be a beach because it looks like there's...
straight ahead.
Yeah, oh, okay, perfect, yeah. Whoa, cool, that little...
Holy.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
I know.
I just feel like crying.
Mommy, look at
Look how beautiful those cliffs are, eh, honey?
those clips.
Awesome. Well, what an absolute treat. We knew this lake was going to be pretty, but we didn't know it was going to be just insanely awesome. Just rugged cliffs with overhangs everywhere. Amazing fishing. It's hard to, we're just kind of fishing for bass, maybe the odd pike. But yeah, this is really beautiful. So we're just going to pick a spot and pull over and have a bite to eat and maybe take a dip. But yeah, this is really epic. Very good job, Hudson. Tori made these delicious wraps. What's in it again, Tori?
Hummus, cucumber, tomato, salami.
There's a couple fish just cruising by here.
That one's a decent size, look. Got it. Yeah.
Can I touch it?
Of course you can.
It's wet. It's wet. It's wet. It's wet. It's wet.
Okay, touch it. Want to kiss it? Kiss it. Okay, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Just sight fishing from shore here on our little lunch break spot, and managed to come up with this nice size smallie. So I think we're gonna take that one home for dinner. That'd be so fun snorkeling here. The water's so clear.
Jump really hard on me.
There's that little kiddo.
There you go, buddy.
Look at Mommy.
Wow.
Look at that crevice going up he's pointing out though, eh?
Wow, yeah.
Now you look at all the fishies.
Okay, got one here.
Come on, there.
Feels pretty decent. Oh yeah, big. A pike. There's a little pike. Nothing to write home about, but pretty nice fish. Well, it was a little small for that kind of fish, so we could have eaten it, but it would have been really pretty bony. So usually when we keep a pike, we keep one that are a little bigger. Digging hard, push. That's it, that's it. No, get that paddle in the water and push the boat forward. Now we go back this way. See?
Oh.
Yeah, and then you pull back.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me do that. Follow the whole toad.
That's right, isn't that awesome?
There's a bug on the
So I've never seen that before in my life. Touch him. Touch his tail. Go on. Good job.
Cool. Ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our philosophy.
Welcome to Up North Speed Adventure.
That's right. Welcome to Up North Adventures. This is an Outfitter and Whitehorse Yukon, and this is the jumping off point for all my big trips in the Yukon. They got the transportation here, multiple vans to take you to where you want to go, and they're letting Tori and I install this special seat that we had made for Wesley. And with any luck, after some running around in town today, we're going to be jumping off on a 12-day canoe trip down the Teslin and Yukon Rivers. High five, Huddy! Yeah! Well, hon, we're on our own. What do you think? You think all our stuff's gonna fit in the canoe?
It has has to. Yeah, I think it's a lot.
Ah!
Okay, well, we are on the water. We managed to get everything fitting. Wesley was woken up from a nap and he's not too happy about that. Hudson's helping paddling. He's doing a really good job pushing that water. Good job, Huddy. Whole family traveling in a canoe just like they used to do back in the day. Well, the current has picked up, the river has narrowed. We are about 3.5 kilometers from the put-in, and I'm just looking at the map, and the river here veers well away from the road, and we are going to be in the wilderness. This is a remote trip, maybe not as remote as some of my other ones, but extremely far walk through mountain ranges to the closest road. So we've selected a river that's easier because we have the kids with us. And you know, let me tell you, when you have the kids, an easy river doesn't necessarily feel so easy, just because a little anxiety making sure the little ones are safe. And at the end of the day, you need to be self-sufficient out here, because sure, it's an easier river, but don't let that give you a false sense of security. The water's cold. We have little kids, stuff can happen, so you got to be smart and be prepared. Okay, you ready, Huddy? Yeah. All right, got a fish here. Oh, Grayling. Look at that. Yeah. First fish of the trip, Arctic Grayling, baby. Yeah, it's a good size. We're going to keep it. Okay. What do you think about that fish, Huddy?
It's good.
Yeah, was that a cool looking fish?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of fish is it?
A good one.
Yeah. Is it an Arctic Grayling?
Arctic Grayling.
That's right. That's what kind of fish it is. Wow, what a beautiful day. I don't think we can expect to get days this warm moving into the trip, but I'm going to soak it up. Sweating. I had to pull off my life jacket. I was dumping sweat.
Can we catch all of the fish?
Well, you want to catch all the fish? Oh, I like your attitude, bud.
I like your attitude too, Dad.
Thanks, buddy. Caught one fish, which is very exciting. Wesley is feeling way better. He just kept falling asleep and then waking up crying. He's really overtired, and finally he fell asleep for a bit, and we basically just woke him up, and now he's just all smiles. He's sitting in his little specially made seat watching the scenery go by. Hudson's clambered up into the bow and is hanging out there with Tori, and he's been just doing so good compared to our trip last year. Like, so much more like engaged and not getting bored. And last year there were some challenges, just having a bigger canoe also makes everything great. Just kind of, when we got in this, we were a little worried, is there too much weight? But it seems like we got things pretty dialed, and the river is a lot easier than the lower Stikine so far anyways. We just actually went by an old cabin, and it looked like an old cabin that was falling into the river, but when I took a closer look at it, it looked like an old fish drying shack. So one time I imagine this was an area where salmon could be netted in pretty large numbers as they go through the shallows and the back eddies, but unfortunately there's not really many salmon left. you know, a lot of reasons contributing to it, the building of dams and over harvesting. They come all the way up the Yukon River from the Bering Sea, so through Alaska till they get here. So they have a lot of obstructions to get to, and then they run up the tributaries of the Yukon River, such as the Teslin. Anyway, it's just kind of cool to see some of that traditional kind of culture and heritage on the river, a little bit of history, and just sort of neat to just imagine what it would have been like when that was a little bit bigger of an operation. Probably something where a couple families got together in season and netted salmon and hung out and dried them and did a lot of work, but got a lot of food. We're here.
All right, well, we made it to camp. It is very hot out. I feel like it's maybe 27, 28 degrees. But it's a nice spot here. It's one of the high water sites, so it's kind of in the bush, but it's clearly well used. Jim and Hudson are going to get water from the river to rehydrate dinner and to start filtering water with the gravity filter. I am going to start setting up our camp chairs. We got a bunch of new camp chairs from Helinox, including a camp table, which is kind of exciting. I did modify Wesley's chair so that it has a 5-point harness, so we don't have to worry about him falling out of the chair.
What do you think? Do you like that, Huddy?
Isn't that pretty cool? Can I eat on that?
You absolutely can.
Is it gonna fall out?
Well, hopefully not. All right, well, I'm gonna start rehydrating dinner, and then I'll set up the tent. 3, 4, 30.
You got some more too.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This sauce so good.
No! I'm outside the airplane. High five, Mommy.
That's a lot of food, babe.
It is a lot of food, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Huddy.
Oh, this is amazing, Tori. You've really stepped it up a notch.
My hat turned into a tree.
Can I have you out with me?
Oh, do you want me to give it to you?
It's Bunny.
A bunny!
What?
Wow, that's awesome, bud.
Hello for you.
Thanks, bud.
You.
Sure.
I want up.
Daddy's cooking. He can't really hold on to you right now, sweetheart.
Stay nice to sit. This fish is so yummy.
So peaceful for Hudson to just curl up and lie and fall asleep out by the fire, eh?
I know.
I put my sweater over him. He's on the little ground down there. Went to instant coffee for this trip. I'm hoping everyone doesn't unsubscribe. Good morning. It is day 2 of our adventure here on the Teslin and Yukon Rivers. It's freaking beautiful here. Wesley's up. Hey, Wes. He's raring to go. We're gonna get some food in that little munchkin.
No, Wesley.
Huddy's sleeping in, and
yeah, basically we're just going to go through our morning routine. We're going to do oatmeal this morning so we can try to get out of camp a little faster because we have 35 or 40K to paddle. We have some river notes or a guidebook on this trip, and it shows good high water sites, which is really good because, you know, we can't camp on anything that's not a site in high water because the water in the river's high and there's basically hardly any gravel bars to camp on, so it's all just bush. So we see a sign saying excellent high water campsite, and it's a good push away, isn't it?
It's probably over, it'll be over 35K away.
Yeah, so...
Oh, yeah, no, it'll probably be 35K.
Yeah, so like 35K away. So yeah, we got a motor today. Hopefully the current picks up a bit. Huddy decided that he wanted to make something, and halfway through breakfast and ditched his oatmeal, and so we made this arrow. Obviously I helped him, but I like peeled some of the bark with my knife, got it going, and then he peeled the rest with his hands, and I just made these little duct tape feathers. Now we don't have a bow. We managed to throw it effectively into some rotted stumps. Hey bud, you look cool.
Hello, I'm the net.
There he is. Oh, there you are, you little boo-boo.
Bye now.
Oh yeah. Can I check?
Here. All right, we are on the water.
I feel like we're going to be hard pressed to bang off 35 today, eh, hun?
Yeah, since we got on the river at 12:40.
12:40.
Yeah. It's 1:45.
Can I have my fishing rod, please?
Yep. Okay, hold it tight. You have to press, you have to hold it and then let go as you cast. Yeah! Good job, bud. Good cast. Huddy casted by himself, Tor.
Good job, honey.
I'm Jim Baird.
Hello. And what are your name?
I'm Nigel Pinsley.
Hi.
Hello.
Say
What's your name?
Hudson.
Well, so far we've probably paddled over 10 kilometers, and it is 2:15, so we're making pretty good pace. Hudson, it refuses to nap, so he's been climbing all over the canoe as usual. And Wesley did take a nice hour-long nap or so, and he is in a very good mood.
See an old cabin. So yeah, 100-mile house. This is exactly 100 miles up the Teslin from the Yukon River. All right, let's see if we can find some historical relics. Huddy, do you want to go see a grave?
I can't see the gray.
This is beautiful, eh, hon? Look at the view.
I can't see the gray.
Okay, come here. Right here. Jasper Jeffries. Found the grave of Jasper Jeffries, who was laid to rest 112 years ago here. And Huddy and I are going to go look for some other historical relics. What are we going to look for?
For those flowers.
Historical relics?
Yeah.
All right, let's go check it out. There is a historical relic if I've ever seen one, from the old 100-mile house. Looks like it even survived a fire of sorts. Still turns. Come on, push. That's a historical relic, Huddy.
Can we go find some more?
Absolutely. What do we call that?
Snowshoe Reservoir. Is it broken?
Yeah, it's very broken.
Too broke.
Nobody broke it, just the wind and the weather. After 100 years, look how low the door is. This cabin's probably 200 years old.
Can it close?
No,
Why?
Come here, let's go find some more historical relics. This is a historical relic, Huddy. Our guidebook said there's old fox pens here. Doesn't look like a very big pen. Why would there be old fox pens out here? Were they kept, was somebody trying to farm foxes for fur? Not something I think would have gone on in a place like this, but our guidebook says old fox pen, so I'm guessing these must be it. So, Huddy, do you know what this is?
Yeah.
What?
A fox pen.
Yeah, but is it a historical relic?
A historical relic.
Well, why don't you tell Mom what we found?
We found edibles.
You found edibles?
Edibles, but what else have we found? Hold on. Historical relics.
Historical.
Wow, that's so
we found
exciting.
Historical relics.
Found a Treacherous.
Can I kiss your face?
By the way.
You're just so adorable. Okay, ready?
Wesley. Very good, bud. Very good. Great spot for lunch. A little history. Beautiful view of the river. Sun came out a bit more too. And we are giving her. We did a closer count as to the number of kilometers we've traveled today. And we thought we'd done 10. Well, it turns out we've done 13. So we just do what we just did again and then a little. We'll make it to where we want to make it to today, which is pretty awesome.
Good job! Yay! You can feel the water! Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's gonna say, must be okay.
Tori has made some yellow curry rice here, crushing the camp recipes.
This is delicious.
Look at the fireman.
What an awesome campsite this was.
I'm giving Wesley his morning tummy medicine. He has to have it in half an hour before he eats. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Open. Yeah, open. Open. Good job. Okay.
Well, it is the morning of day 3. Last night I was exhausted by the time I went to bed. Like usually I do like a nighttime interview and just go over what the events of the day were and fly the drone. I forgot to do all that. I just fell asleep in my chair. Woke up a little earlier today, so like 7, but we also think that the current has picked up and we won't have to paddle so hard and so long, because yesterday was like, you know, we took a lunch break, but I think we were on the water for 6 hours, and you two kids did great out there. Oh, he saved it. He saved it. Maybe be careful just so you don't fall in the fire. We're gonna have a closer look at a map. We need to really kind of pick and choose where our campsites are because of the high water, so we can't just be like, oh, we're just gonna go for a while and camp when we feel like it. We gotta be like, okay, there's a place to camp here and there.
And take all you blood.
Well, Huddy and I are on a little side hike adventure. A bit of a trail coming in up these bluffs, so it's really pretty. Huddy's leading this adventure. Off-road Huddy. Arctic cranberries, they're not very sweet. They're very sour. They're sour. They're edible, but they're sour. Let me see, you like them?
No,
Why?
because they are yucky. Look, I found something.
Oh, a mushroom.
Can you pick that?
We can, but I don't know if we can eat that though.
Why?
Well, because some mushrooms are very poisonous. Oh, we can pick it. You want to pick it?
Okay.
Okay, you pick it, but we can't eat it, okay?
Why?
Because it's poisonous. Look under it. Those are called the gills, these things.
We have to wash it.
No, we don't want to eat that or wash it at all. We don't know enough about this.
Or cook it.
It's a mushroom.
We have to cook it.
You would cook it, but we don't know if that mushroom's safe to eat, so that could be poisonous. So we don't eat that one, okay?
Thank
Okay.
you.
No problem, my man. Yeah, me too.
I like going these days too, Dad.
Nice. Beautiful stretch of river here. Really nice. Mountains are a little closer to the river, but it's cold. Pretty chilly wind picked up. Kids are doing okay. And we're looking at the maps and realizing that there's not really any other decent spots to pull over and make camp or even have lunch. The river's kind of pushed in through here, but it looks like the current is going to pick up because it narrows a bit. So we think we're just going to go for it. We've been making pretty good time. So I think that we could probably be at camp in about 2 hours. Apparently it was a dry spring in most of the Yukon. There were a few fires, but then they got a lot of rain. That's why the rivers are so high. It's not because of a heavy snow year last winter or anything. So this is just the remains of the fire, I guess, that we've been paddling through. Oh, there we go. We got one. Oh, there's another one. Ooh, another one. That's pretty good right there. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Caught 9 grayling, and I just see them all over the place, all over these eddies, just feeding. It's just like such a honey hole. Miraculously, it looks like our campsite is the one little spot that's not completely burnt over, with burnt country all around it. So wow, this looks amazing. Tori put some warm dry clothes on Hudson and he looks fired up, and we're just checking out this berm. We're gonna go get some firewood. We have to get firewood, Hudson. Because we want to get a fire so we can get warmed up. Okay, you're gonna carry all that all the way back? Okay, Daddy's gonna carry this big log back.
I showed you how to hold it. Remember how to hold it from the front? From the gills? Yeah, under there. Stick it right up through its mouth. Let's pinch it. Okay. Very good.
Wednesday morning.
Okay. This is going to be. So I'm taking the skin off of these, and look at that. That is a beautiful fillet right there. Can't say I've ever filleted grayling, but pan-fried
Mommy, look at these.
fish is a family favorite. So I'm going to cook this up with a little bit of fish crisp. I've never done grayling like that before. I think it's going to be amazing. So what we're doing here, this is Cajun fish crisp. You dump a little in there like this. I end up cutting the grayling up into little pieces so it's not full fillets. And I got some lard in a pan melting down there by the fire. Here. Okay, that's
This
for me.
is for me.
Okay.
For you, Dad.
Thanks, buddy. Give that one to Mommy then.
Look, I have some bits.
Yes.
How is it?
Let's go.
Good? Hudson likes it. Let's see if I like it. Mmm. Fish crisp Arctic grayling. Why not? Why not? Mommy, look. Reel it in. Mom, look. Reel it in, bud. Reel, reel, reel. Yeah, come on, reel it in. Yeah, you got one. Okay. Do you want to hold it?
It's scary.
You can hold it. Hold it tight. Hold it tight.
It's blood. It's scared.
It's okay. Do you think we should let it go?
He don't like me. He don't like me.
No? Okay, let's let it go.
Ruin.
Yeah! Good job.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Angel.
I got something for you.
You got something for me?
Rattle.
You nailed it.
Well, it is the morning of day 4, and the kids slept in. Wesley particularly. I don't think he had the best sleep last night. And so we pulled him out and put him on the ground pad by the fire. And he woke up once the sun had come over the mountain. It warmed up quite a bit, and he woke up to the crackling fire in a very happy mood. So I came to snuggle him, and then North and Huddy all piled on as well, which was awesome. Me and Huddy went fishing first thing this morning, and Huddy's really learning how to cast with his push button rod, and he actually landed a nice Arctic grayling. There's not too many fish down here, but we managed to hook into one, so that was pretty cool, and that was an exciting start for the day for him. Tori woke up before any of us and took the tarp down and got a fire going, which is awesome. And on these cooler mornings, we're finding it nice to have a fire in the morning. We can't really get out of camp faster than about 5 hours anyway, so with all the kids and everything. Anyway, so yeah, it's we're just going to continue packing up. We have some clothes here drying on the line. We've had our coffees, and next on the list is breakfast. We have quite an interesting day planned for ourselves today. Looking at our river notes, the next
high water campsite is a solid 50 kilometers away. Yesterday we did about 31 or 32, and we need to be averaging 35 kilometers a day in order to make it to the takeout in 11 days at Carmack's on the Yukon River. Good news is that we're going to be hitting a stretch of the fastest current on the Teslin River. So that stretch of current should give us a little push to make things easier. But either way, we're going to be getting to camp a lot later.
Okay, that's pretty expected.
Okay, have it.
And we're off. What time is it?
12.
Oh, we almost got away before noon, but then Tori got caught up in a Category 5 bungle.
There was a lot of bungling going on. Got one. It's not bad.
Ah, first Grayling.
Sorry, fishy. Hope I didn't hurt you.
Nice, son. Who's got one? Reel in, other way. Reel.
Go, honey, go, honey.
Keep reeling, round in circles, round in circles.
There you go. Good job, bud.
Huddy, huddy.
Okay, want to let it go? Okay, bye-bye, fish.
Bye-bye, fish. Bye.
What about you, Wes? How many fish did you catch, you little cutie patooters? You're trying to catch them with your bare hands.
Okay, here we go. We're coming up to a rapid. Yeah, let's get right. It looks like shallow on the left.
Okay, Huddy, you gotta sit. You gotta hold on tight. Look, look what's coming.
Looks easy, but an easy rapid when you have your kids in the boat feels like a lot scarier.
Oh, Daddy, I want another Ziploc bag.
Okay, we can talk Ziploc bag once we get down this rapid, buddy, okay?
Okay, hold on tight, Huddy. Whee!
Big wave. Big wave.
Woohoo! That's what I call a fun rapid.
Yeah.
Big wave was fun.
Was that fun, Huddy?
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. Catching a fish as a family, running the rapids.
Here's
Man.
the waterfall coming.
This is
Here's the waterfall coming, Dad.
This is an awesome day. A waterfall. Uh-oh.
All right, we're coming into the bend just before Roaring Bull Rapids. Was that it?
Looks like that was it. That's not too raging bull.
More like a nursing calf.
And more of a nursing in there. We're heading for O'Brien's Bar. It's not an Irish pub. It's a gravel bar, and there was actually an old gold mine there many, many years ago. Hudson? Hudson? You're hiding behind the paddle, aren't you? How else would the paddle be just suspended there with a tuft of hair coming up from the top? Get ready or not, here I come. Oh man, he's hiding again. Where is he? I hear him laughing. Do you hear him laughing, Mama?
I do.
I hear him laughing. Wait a minute. There he is. He's behind the paddle.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. I see you.
It is end of the day here on day 4, and oh, there's bats flying above, and Huddy was told that we have to be quiet so you don't scare the little bats. Sorry, Hudson. Anyway, so we paddled 50 kilometers today in a decent amount of time, but we're staying up a little bit later, and Hudson's decided he didn't want to go to bed and joined us for the fire. Tomorrow's also calling for heavy rain, like 90% chance of rain, and we made it a decent distance ahead, so we might just sit tight. We don't need to really push on like that. What's the point? So anyways, I'm going to turn in. Looking forward to what the rest of this adventure has in store. Can already see the kids benefiting from it so much.
Oh yeah, there's a good eye rub. Okay.
Oh, cool. You found the food barrels.
Is it too heavy for you?
It's not.
Can you carry it like this? Look. Can you carry it like this?
Okay.
Here, let me help. Grab it with that hand. Can you carry that?
That's good. But don't go yourself.
In the dirt, but then he gets dirt all over his face and his palm. And so mommy tries to put something there to block his hand. But he always manages to find the dirt. Okay, buddy. Put it on your plate.
Yum. Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome, sweetie pie.
Want Daddy to cut it up for you?
Yep.
You can soak all the pancakes up inside. Mmm.
That's his daddy.
Oh yeah, got my coffee going. Fire took a while to get going, and I was starting to worry maybe this wood I got was a little punky, but she's going good now. Throwing out some good warmth, and we're doing good. Hudson and I went and did a little historical relic tour, and not really historical relics. It's like probably like 1960s or something like that. But yeah, an old gold mine was here, and we found like an old engine, looked potentially older than 60s. Old metal sluices, old tailings pump, and I could tell it was an old tailings pump because it says tailings pump on it, etched into the metal. But it is very much, goes on with the long Yukon gold mining heritage culture that exists here. Pretty good place to take a day off in the rain, and we're happy that we chose to. Saw another couple canoes going by this morning. They look soaking and miserable. Tori whipped up some of her famous pancakes, fried in butter, and we're just going to add our homemade maple syrup, which I'm sorry to all you French Canadians, but this is the best maple syrup I've ever tasted in my life.
You think you have enough pancakes there?
Basically, rainy day. We're just going to be chilling, maybe do some fishing, stay warm under the tarp, have a few hot chocolates.
I can see Mommy on the canoe.
Can you tell the camera what we're going to do? Look.
We're going to get historical relics.
Are those petals? Look.
No, that's just when we get to the...
This child is totally folded in half. Like a little panini.
Wesley's not so into the historical relics. Not really a bad eater, actually, so I think I'm going to keep that for lunch.
Although he apparently made her.
Look at that. Fresh Yukon pike. That's good.
Super delicious.
Dad gets the pieces with the Y bone. North has found a little place right at the base of a spruce tree that doesn't get wet. Well, it is the evening of day 5. We didn't travel today, and we were happy for it because it just hammered rain all day. It was windy, and yeah, we just had a really nice family day, even though it was definitely chilly this morning and not nice and rainy all day. So in the coming days, we're going to actually be on the Yukon River, which has a lot of amazing history to it. So I'm really looking forward to it and hoping the current stays strong and we can keep making a good distance each day when we're paddling, and that, you know, we have enough time to fish and stuff like that too. So overall, good day. We're making great memories out here, and can really see how great it is for Wesley and how great it is for Hudson too. So that's what it's all about. We're hoping to be on the water before noon, which is always a bit of a challenge, but doesn't take too much effort. There's a good amount of taking care of Wesley and Hudson and playing with them and stuff that needs to be done because it's demanded of us. So that takes up a bit of time, but hey, we're out here to have family time and a family adventure, and so that's all part of it. So yeah, we're going to try to bang off, I think, about 40 clicks today and get to another beautiful campsite. It's been really, really awesome so far, other than that miserable rain day. And we're going to be finished at our takeout in 11 days, and we get a pickup on day 12. So 11 nights. So, you know, we're kind of blasting through it. Going good so far, but I suppose there's still time for everything to go to. Morning, Huddy.
Good morning.
You got new pants on. How do you like those? You like them? A lot of pockets. They look like they dry pretty quick. 2 lighters.
Yep.
Right on. Gotta be prepared out here, eh?
Yeah. Someone's getting skinny then.
All right, bud. We are not making good time today. I think we were a little too relaxed.
Ow,
So, I don't know, man. Hey, Tor, what do you think? We pull over earlier?
Yeah, like if you have to make camp before where we have the small.
Oh, okay. And just not blow it again.
Just not blow it.
Moving forward, yeah. We collected a bunch of rocks for Hudson. Wesley's had a nice feed and some medicine. It's pretty late in the day. I'm scared to look at the time.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah, buddy?
If they flip this frog.
Not right now because I'm paddling, and then we can play Fred the Frog. Daddy has the beast paddle. Do you know what beast paddling means? It means you have to paddle like this all day for the rest of the day, or else we won't get to camp on time.
Yeah. Did you have a good nap, sweetie?
Beautiful.
Okay, North.
One foot on the other one foot on the other. Go over them.
It appears that another day has come to an end. Hudson demanded pancakes for dinner, and to be honest, the dinner that we had was a little too spicy for him. And it was a little too spicy for us too, Dan noodles, but it was good. But I powered through a bit of them, and then Tori actually basically watered them down a bit more. And they're good, but spicy. Right, Wes? Just doing a little standing every day. We just let Wesley stand up a bit and let him practice a little bit of walking. He can't walk without any support. But... So yeah, basically gonna turn in. Tori's just inflating the ground pads. I'm just hanging out with Wes. I think I got the better of the jobs there. And I'm exhausted, so next thing I take the food barrels off and stash them in the woods, good distance from camp, and turn in for a well-deserved sleep. Hey, bud.
This canoe. I fed the frog.
Hi. I'm fed the frog here. How are you doing today? Ah, Ghosty! Run! Run! Scary! I'm scared of the ghosties! Ah! Yucky! Ah, blah, 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 yucky!
After the hot water, like.
Is that enough? We only have about 26K to travel today, and with any luck, we'll be done the Teslin River today, and we'll be on the mighty Yukon River. Just an incredible river, long-standing, obviously, First Nations history, long-standing history from the gold rush. That's the way that people got into the Klondike gold rush. They came up through Alaska, through the Chilkoot Pass to Lake Bennett, which is the extreme headwater of the Yukon River. And of course, the Yukon River flows all through the Yukon and then completely through Alaska. So people took it through what's now Whitehorse all the way to Dawson. We're only going to canoe a small section of it until the next community, which is Carmax.
Are you floating?
Are you going to get in the canoe, or?
Yeah, well, stop pulling it away from me.
Are you scared to get your tootsies wet, honey?
I don't want to get my tootsies wet yet.
Coming through a really beautiful stretch here. A few islands, big bluffs, and a good current. I just got a weather update here on the Garmin InReach, which is pretty awesome feature that it has using dark sky. It gives you a location specific weather update. So this is actually a satellite texting device and a GPS together, but it also can give you the weather. And it looks like we're good for the rest of the day. 0% chance of rain, but tomorrow is 100% chance of rain. So from my experience, that means it's going to be hammering rain all day long. Wesley.
Rainbow, I like the silly game. Rainbow.
Wow, what a rainbow that is, eh?
Wow, yeah, it's gorgeous.
like we have a little rain after all.
Honey, there's the rainbow.
Whoa! Best rainbow I ever seen.
Double rainbow!
That's the confluence of the Yukon River. We made it to the Yukon River! Woo!
Yeah! The Yukon River!
Yay!
We are officially on the mighty Yukon River. We still have about 165 kilometers to go to get to our takeout at Carmack's. Look at that. What a cool spot. So excited to be on the Yukon River. And there's actually like a little campsite here, a little shelter, a little fire ring. Okay, done. No, new left. Okay, new left. Oh, it's not in there.
My fist. My fist. Where's my fist?
Those are gonna be so yummy. So here we are at Hudson on the mighty Yukon River. We rolled into camp in decent enough time, and there's all kinds of cool historical relics around here. An old cabin, an old telegraph station. When the telegraph line got out here, was built in 1900. This was a stop back in the steamship days. And basically, yeah, you know, there's a graveyard here somewhere around, but basically all there is a few cabins. A family lived here, and just interesting bit of history. And the Yukon government built a little cover here, cabin without walls, we'll call it. Put in some fire rings and just made it a bit of a stop, because it's an interesting bit of history that should be seen and explored, and that's exactly what we're doing. But don't let this development fool you, because we're still very, very far from the closest road. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Right it. Now you open it, one turn, 30 more pounds. 1, 2, 4, 8, 9, 30. We're gonna get the, yeah, you can put it on. Put it on. Don't be shy.
Hi, Wes.
Okay, Daddy put that on? Okay, can you do it?
Just don't touch the
Real
pan,
slow, real slow.
From one end.
You can do it.
Yeah? Very good job. Push it sideways. Good job, don't touch the pan.
Yeah, yeah. Cooking fish. We cooking fish. What do you want?
Okay,
What
Wes,
is
that's
your
because I needed to put
favorite
my
dish? It is
sauce
some
on.
fish. We cooking fish. What do you think, Huddy? Well, it is bedtime, and we're spending the night at Hudson. Originally, Hudson was just like a meeting place for Northern Tushone and Southern Tushone, as well as Tlingit First Nations people that I guess would meet up, trade here and stuff like that at certain times of year. And when the Klondike Gold Rush happened, then it became one of the Mounties. Eventually, the RCMP started to try to establish a presence here. There really wasn't any at first. And they put some RCMP posts along the Yukon River, and this was one of them. So a couple Mounties were dropped off here with some tools and supplies and said build a cabin. Eventually they patrolled the river, delivered mail and stuff like that, and eventually as time went on, the Yukon's population dwindled after the gold rush. It was one of the first to get shut down. But right down river is where the old where the old stern wheeler is. It was actually a shipyard where some boats were, I guess, kept during the winter, and there's still one there, so hopefully we're going to check that out when we travel. Anyways, I think I'm going to turn in. Awesome little spot we had here, and yeah, tomorrow it's looking like we're going to be not traveling because we're going to get a lot of heavy rain tomorrow.
Okay, so we are here, Hudson.
Yeah.
Your map goes over here and then it continues here. You can see the bend, so it continues there. Ignore this because it's not far enough. That was yesterday, day 8. There's a big salmon coming in there. So there's a campsite just above. There's a good cabin there, it says. So those are 2 options.
Cool, okay.
The only problem is there's nothing else until here. It says potential camp.
Okay.
And that's past 103.
Okay, and it's super high water, so. Well, that is it for this morning. Did a pretty quick pack up, just about to jump into the canoe, but we have a quick stop to make to check out an old stern wheeler on this island, which is an old shipyard at Hudalinkwa from the days of the steam river boats that used to ply the waters of the Yukon River. A record, honey. What time is it?
Not even 11. It's 5 to 11.
5 to 11. We're on the water.
Best timing ever.
This record for this trip, that's for sure.
Bye, island.
Bye. Bye, campsite.
Bye, island.
Look at this watercolor.
I know, I love it.
I can't believe it.
I love red on.
Yeah, look, here's an old dock. See that timber in the ground? Yeah, this is for sure it. We found it, bud. Mommy found it. Look. All right, honey, let's go find a pirate ship. What's that? A pirate ship. Yeah, look at this campsite, eh? Whoa. The bottoms of the boat are so flat. Swift. Oh, got it. Oh, got it.
I'll get you this time.
Okay. Nice moment of the trip, not only because the kids are sleeping, but no, it's just beautiful weather and just cruising with the current. Awesome scenery, I love it.
Well, we have paddled probably 50 kilometers now. And we're deciding between a few campsites. We have one coming up here on our left. The worry is if we push on, other people might be camped at the other campsites, and there's not many sites after that for a little while. So we think it doesn't hurt to just pull over at the first site that's available here. And we know now how fast the current is, and we feel confident that if we can get on the water again at 11 tomorrow, we can push a good distance and we will have no problem finishing the trip. Want me to just hop out? Okay, north side of the boat.
Well, we have arrived at potentially our campsite. It doesn't look too enthralling. So this might not be as cool. It's not a little salmon village, not a historical site, but nobody's here. And it looks just fine to me. So we're gonna go check it out.
The rock, Daddy?
Yeah, I like rocks. They're cool. Day 9 has come to an end, and today it actually ended up being easier than we thought it was going to be. Got on the water a little earlier than usual, and the Yukon River has been amazing. We didn't get much of a chance to fish today, but The guys that camped at Hudalinkwa caught a giant pike, and they actually shared some meat with us. So we had a fish fry yesterday. Today for dinner, we didn't film it, but today for dinner we ate peanut butter ramen, which was really delicious. Huddy loved it. And this has been an awesome campsite. I've just been running around playing with Hudson, chilling with Wes, standing him up, and we're probably going to try to turn in for an early night tonight too.
The monster's coming. Mine's gonna be the monster, Dad.
Oh, Mommy's gonna be the monster. Oh, that's so exciting. The sun has peeked up over the mountain. Oh, it's so bright and warm all of a sudden. We actually found a little hidden gem of a campsite here. We got morning sun and we get evening sun because of this kind of clearing beaver pondy thing over here. And it's a beautiful morning. Mist on the river this morning. Chilly. We got the kids out by the fire. Huddy's still asleep, so we could take the tent down in good time and get all the basic packing up camp chores thing to do so we can get on the river and have a nice day on the river. It looks like it's going to be the nicest day that we've had in quite some time. It is day 10. Day 10.
We made it. This is our last. We didn't make it to day 10 on the Stikine.
We didn't make it to day 10, yeah. This is a new record for us. Yeah, honey. Tori has whipped up another epic camp feast. That's good. Wow.
On the water, and guess what time it is?
What time is it?
11:30.
11:30. Knew there was pike there, Bundolinis. Should we keep it, Huddy?
Yeah.
You want to eat this? It's a small pike, but there's a little bit on there for us to have a little hors d'oeuvre for our last night on the river.
Yeah.
Hey, look, power lines. That's the highway, no? We're kind of back in civilization. Some of my trips that I do a float plane pickup, you finish in the middle of nowhere, but other trips where you're coming back to a community, back to a road, sometimes the last couple of days, you start to see signs of humans or signs of modern man anyways, a little bit more and more.
Hey, bud. You had a great day on the water today, buddy. Yeah, bud.
It is the end of day 10. I just got a nice fire going and a wicked wind picked up while Tori was setting up the tent, threatened to blow the tent away, so Tori kind of held it there. We took a few extra steps to guy it down with some, extra precautions. All right, good job, that's done. Take it up, baby, now take it up, baby.
Oh, the fish.
Well, that's a decent amount of fish.
Yeah.
I'll put on my Hudson hat. I haven't checked these for bones, by the way.
Fire.
Stop, Dad.
It is the morning of day 11. We've made it to day 11, and today is our last day of traveling on this adventure. We have about 45k of the Yukon River to complete, and we should be at Coal Mine Campground in Carmack this evening, barring any catastrophes. So cute. Wow. Well, all trips don't have a happy ending. Wesley started having seizures. He hasn't had them for a very long time, very long time, and they're more severe than he's ever had before. So we're close to our takeout at Coal Lake Campground, and we have our in-reach, and we have self-service here by the Campbell Highway. So we just called for emergency assistance, and we called Up North Adventures. They're gonna scramble and come here and pick up me, Huddy, and North, and the ambulance is gonna come, and first responders are gonna come help Wesley. Are you okay, Huddy? Everything's gonna be okay, buddy.
We're gonna have to unload stuff because Mommy needs to get some stuff for Wesley to get ready for the ambulance. Okay?
Yeah, the doctors are gonna come help Wesley. Okay, buddy?
I was thinking about calling Dr. Smith.
Call him.
Or I could call sick kids is what I could do.
Yeah. Up North has found a driver who's on his way to Whitehorse or to Up North Adventures, and then it's going to come here. So maybe I could be expecting a pickup in 2 hours. Wesley seems fine now. We gave him his seizure meds, and he hasn't had any issues. But if he does, it would get scary. So anyways, he's just sleeping right now because he's had his Ativan. It's okay, North.
Why was we
Crazy.
Just wanted to share a little bit about Wesley. As you can see here, he's back at home with us and doing well. On the last day of our trip, as you saw, everything was going perfectly. Pretty much a magical trip up until the very last day when Wesley started having seizures. At this point, we're close to Carmack. We were right off the Campbell Highway. I pulled over and we were trying to reschedule our shuttle with Up North Adventures for a tire day earlier, essentially just to come out and get us on the drop of a hat. And during that phone call, Wesley had another bad seizure that lasted about 5 minutes long. So we did have cell reception, but I also pinged our exact location on our in-reach. Then we called first responders. We called 911. The ambulance came and picked up Wesley and drove him, passing him off along the way to another ambulance where he ended up in the hospital in Whitehorse. And the pediatricians in Whitehorse were able to connect with the pediatricians, with his neurologist back at Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, and it essentially just said he needed an increase in his medication dose. Wesley's had seizures before, but not for 3 years. So he's on seizure medication, and just crazy that he happened to have one
when we were out there. But you know, I feel really happy that we were able to react. We carry 2 satellite texting devices and our cell phones, and we carry medication. We know the protocol. We time how long his seizures are. We administer the Ativan. I'm proud of us that we managed to stay relatively calm and deal with this situation as best we could. We also learned from the hospital as well that unless seizures are lasting a half an hour or an hour, there's no permanent issues. Oh, Hudson's awake. When you see your kid having a seizure, you think the worst immediately. Yeah, it's really scary.
You know, with seizures, they look scary, they seem scary, but they aren't having any permanent damage on his brain, which they did reassure me again in the hospital. And of course, we have all his rescue medication with us. We're always very prepared. But again, he hasn't had seizures in 3 years, so this was just like, what are the odds that
him happening?
Has one on this trip. But hopefully now with this dose increase, he should be good for a while. They kept him to make sure he wasn't having any more seizures, and he hasn't since that one day.
And he's back to his happy little self, as you can't see. So we're thinking, we got to cancel our trip, because obviously, as much as we love these adventures, you know, Wesley always comes first, our number one. That's our baseline. What's best for Wesley? The pediatrician here in the Yukon just say, I'm comfortable with you continuing your adventures in the Yukon as is, as long as you're comfortable. You know, and essentially he just outgrew his dose of seizure meds. So hopefully, the way things look and the way things are going, he won't have another seizure for 3 or 4 years again. But I just wanted to give a huge shout out. Thanks so much to first responders here into the Yukon, for our doctors back at Sick Kids, whose entire livelihood and intensive studies and practice is just helping sick children, guys. These are the real heroes in the world. And on top of that, today is Hudson's birthday!
Yay!
Yay! I guess all is well that ends well, and we're looking forward to the rest of our adventures here with Wesley. Like, you know, it can be scary, but we really believe that the positives outweigh the negatives when it comes to doing these adventures with Wesley, and we could just see the development out there with him and Hudson too. So
Yay!
Yay! Oh, I love you, Wesley.
Mwah.
Love you.
Taking the kids along on adventures and getting out as a family has been very fulfilling for us. It hasn't always been easy, but it's always been worth it. And we can see that it's led to significant growth in Wesley and Hudson, each in their own way. And we've all formed a deeper bond and grown closer together as a family unit because of it. We plan to continue doing these adventures together for as long as we can. And we hope that the kids gain a passion for the outdoors and build a skill set that will allow them to head out on adventures of their own one day.